All right, hello. So welcome to this week's roundup. Okay, it's been an eventful week, and hopefully we'll be able to go through all of the price action and everything that has happened, or that happened all through the week. I still have all of my charts, from the trades taken during the week. So I'll just take all of this off, and then we can go through everything from Monday all the way to Friday. So let's do that. So that should be week 4 to 6, right? Week 4 to 6. Yeah. Okay, so we're good there. Oh no, sorry, I haven't taken that off. All right, so we're good. Week 4 to 5, yeah, so we're good. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll take this. So of course this is 4 hour. So typically I go through the 4 under 50 minutes, and I think this is going to be the last round that I'm going to be doing and sharing publicly for the year, right? Every other thing going into 2024 is going to be for the members, strictly for the members of the stock and profit mentorship. All right, so let's do this. So I'll start on and take this. So take this to Monday. Where's Monday? Monday was here, 3 a.m. Monday 13th. Oh, particular Sunday. All right, so this is where we're at, right? Now, let's start with the high time frame. And by the way, if it's the first time you're watching this video, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. It wouldn't cost you anything, right? If you're benefiting from this, just do that to support the channel. Okay, so let's just structure. So here we have a break of structure on the 4 hour to the upside. Another one here to the upside. And by the way, if you're watching this before Black Friday, Black Friday promo is going to be coming on board on the 20th. So if you've seen this before that, 20th to 24th, I think so. Take advantage of that and join the stock and profit mentorship. Okay, just look at the description section and you'll see all the necessary information you need. Okay, so what do we have here now? Clearly, we have a bullish structure as simple as A, B, C. So if we draw this like this, low, high, low, and high, this just gives you a perspective. So what do you expect? You expect a pullback. It's going to be a deep pullback. We have no idea. We're going to see how all of that works out. So we expect a pullback and then a continuation. This is what we're looking for, right? So, and I gave this this analysis when the week started. So I shared that in the channel. So we have here where it's Monday. Can I remember what Monday was? Monday 13th, London session here. I think this is it. Yes. So London session here. So I shared that analysis. As you can see here, basically we had the structure I had shared, in the channel. So this is part of what you get when you join the stock and profit mentorship. So you get this analysis, daily, London forecast, New York forecast, and also the roundup. So I shared this, and you can see the target was clear that this was our target. All right, this high had to be taken. So that was that. Now, so we're clear with that. So we can just take this out of the way. Now you see that when you have a higher time frame narrative and your high time frame bias is in check, then you know what to do going to the lower time frame. Okay, when we go to the 15 minutes, we know exactly what we're going to do next. We're not simply going to be looking for shorts, right? We're going to be looking predominantly for longs. So this is essentially going to be our high. So let's draw this, and then we're going to say the money is here, right? That's just what I call it, right? So that's where the money is. So my focus is to see the price get here essentially. Now, and why so? Because when you look at this is a pullback. This is not a move in the major trend direction. The trend is actually bullish. The trend is not bearish. So we can't be shorting or selling off and saying, oh, I want to see price get here. You don't control price. You can really tell if price is going to get all the way here, right, or price will just pull back a little bit and then continue. And that's something you need to understand when you're counter trading, right? Counter trend trading. If it's pro trend trading, then we can take a trade from here and expect that the trade will just go and take out this high, because we know it's pro trend. But when it's counter trend, you don't expect that major, that pullback. That sometimes pullback can be deep like we have here, and sometimes it may not be that deep. Okay, but this is not explaining everything about that anyways, but I hope this is helpful. Okay, so we have this. Now let's analyze a few things. So here you can see on the 4 hour we had here a change of character, right? So that's a change. Oh, sorry, that's selected the wrong one. So change of character in the 4 hour. So you can see that we have that. Now, by the way, of course, all of these areas are potential demand zones for price to react to, right? So these are all potential demand zones for price to react to. But you can see we have a few things happening around here already. We had a change of character here. So that means the price reacted to the entire range, this range. Right, so price reacted to this range, so tapped into it and then took out, this internal 4 hour high, right? Now another thing to identify is that we have here range. This is our range, our swing range. Okay, so this was the low that led to this major high being taken, and then we had the new high, so that means this makes this a swing rate, right? So we're super clear on the 4-hour what price is doing. So when you see this change of character on the 4-hour, that tells us that the momentum is slowing down. Okay, so we're not going to be looking for more sells, rather we should be looking for buys, because the momentum has slowed down. But then in addition to that, if you look at this, we can see the slope here got swept. So that's a sweep of liquidity on the 4-hour. You can see that. So price swept this low and is pulling back. So what do we expect? Well, a continuation to the upside. So I expect that this high now is going to be taken out, because we've seen here a change of character on the 4-hour, which means the momentum has slowed down on the sell. We've had a sweep of liquidity. Price failed to close below this candle, and now price is pushing high. So I'm expecting what? The price is going to take out this guy at least, okay, in terms of the internal 4-hour range. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go to 15 minutes now. So on the 15 minutes, let's see what we have. So on the 15 minutes too, we're going to draw, of course, our structure, right? So on the 15 minutes, we also have to identify that this is where the money is at, right? In terms of the swing, the swing structure, right? So on the swing structure, also we have here this high. This, of course, with the line with the 4-hour. So we also have that break of structure. So let's zoom in and see what we have closely here. So in the 15 minutes here, you can see we have here, this was, let's see. Okay, so price tapped into the 4-hour POI, as you can see here, and eventually this high, this high got taken out. So that means price is now bullish. So we're just going to use, I only have a chalk here, but we're going to use, this is an internal boss, right? But forget about terminology, focus on the structure, right? Because terminology can just confuse you. People call these things anything, but we have names, we call them, of course, in stocking profit mentorship. But just understand the major thing is structure we're trading off here. So here, this high got taken out, and then you can see price registered a new high here. We also had here this high got taken out. So this is internal structure, right? And then a new high was registered here. You can see how price continues to build all of that. Now, what that means for us is that the internal structure is simply giving us all the indications we need to know that the next area for price to target is this guy here, because this was the high. Remember, we're not just trading out the 15 minutes, we're coming out the 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, we've established that it's where, the money is at, right? So if I can just go back there. By the way, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, and also share this with other people so that they can, it can help the channel, and of course they can see us, they can benefit from this. So, okay, hello there. So this is to introduce you to the 360-degree stocking profit trading education program. In the program, you get everything, from not just the course. You get the course, you get the community, you get the library access, and you get so much more. And I'm going to show you just that just in a few seconds. So here you have the course. For example, you can see here, this takes you from 0 to hero. You have everything from introduction to trading, risk management, introduction, technical analysis, entry models, trade management, trading plan, and journaling, back testing, getting funded, and so much more. In addition to that, you would also have access to the stocking profit analysis library. And here you can see we cover everything, from weekly forecasts to weekly roundup, the midweek market commentary, trade recaps, reviews, back testing sessions, live trading sessions, and so much more. Over 100 plus videos, and still counting, updated on a weekly basis, right? So in addition to that, again, you get access to the community. So here in the community, you can see you have, the VIP section where you have chat feedback. I get to give you feedback, chat forecast, daily forecast, daily roundup, weekly roundup, monthly roundup, and so much more, mindset, funding, profit, trading books, profit losses, and VIP chat, and so much more. So this is a 360-degree program, and I tell you that it doesn't get better than this. So hey, take advantage of whatever promo we have running right now, and just hop on the course, and I tell you, you'll never regret this. So hey, stop wishing and start acting on your dreams. Take action today. And hey, just before I leave this, I just want to also tell you that we have a variety of options for you. So if you want the full mentorship program, we have the option for you. If you only want to have access to the analysis service, we also have the option for you. If you also just want to have access to the library, we also have the option for you. So hey, you're spoiled with choices. So on the full mentorship program, we have the monthly plan, right? So the monthly 360-degree plan. We also have the quarterly 360-degree plan, and we have the yearly 360-degree plan. But hey, it gets better. So when you scroll down here, you see now we also have the lifetime plan, right? So that means you have lifetime access to the stocking profit mentorship. Everything, There's no, there's no expiry. You have lifetime access to future updates and everything is going to be coming down the road. Now, if you also just want to have access to the analysis service, we also have you covered. So on the analysis service, you can see, you get to see, basically this will just grant you access to, a read-only channel where you'll be able to have access to all the daily analysis, London session, New York session. So you have the 1 month, subscription plan, in addition to all of this. And then the second option, you get not just the analysis, and also the markups, but you also have access to the library, right? The analysis library, 100 plus videos, like I just showed you earlier. And then you also have this option where you get access to that. In addition to that, you also get, the framework PDF, part 1 and part 2, in addition to unlocking about 17% off discount code for the full mentorship program when you're ready to go. And you have sample charts that you can just take your time, and just binge watch all of that. And then lastly, I'm just going to show you this, the library. We also have the library option. So if you just want to have access to the library, over 100 plus videos, and that continues to grow on a weekly basis, you also have this option. So 1 month access, 3 months access, and also a yearly access. So hey, your sport with choices, now you need to take action. Okay, so hey, that is it. And yeah, I hope to see you in the program. Cheers and bye-bye. Okay, so with that, now two ways to trade this. Number one, you have this. Okay, we're gonna have our entry at just the middle, the 50% range of this POI, and then our stop loss just below here, right? And then, so now this is one, right? But you have to bear something in mind. Price may decide to sweep this low and respect this POI here. So you have to be open to two scenarios, right? Based on how I view the market. So you have to be open to two scenarios if you really want to take advantage of this. And typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another entry here. Just right here. If at all we get taken out, then hopefully this one holds. And that's because I know for certainty to a large degree that this is going to play out. Okay, but if this fails, then this area should hold. The reason why I'm not going to do something like this is because I want to maximize. Yes, you can do this, and maybe 1 to 3, 1 to 4, you're satisfied, and that's okay, really. But I just want to maximize. If I take a loss here, then the next one I should take would, more than give me all that I need, right? So this is it, guys. So let's see how this played out. So this was 10. You can see price was moving, going away from us, and we're not getting any entry. But now another thing is this: you have to be patient. You don't have to chase price, because if you chase price, you're just gonna get burnt, right? Sometimes price, of course, is just gonna go without you, but that is okay. That's just one trade in a week. You're gonna get many other entries, so you have to be patient. Wait for price. Now, London session, essentially London open, at close, and now we're getting to New York open. So usually during New York open, we may get either a rush towards our target, or we may get a pullback. So let's see how that works. So we have to be patient and see what works. Good. So here this got tagged in, so you can see that. So New York session, yep, and that was it. Yeah, so you can see New York session, and of course it's close of Monday, so we have nothing else to do. So with this, I can actually take this out. So this held, so this was a perfect trade that worked for us, for Monday. So held it actually, yeah. So this is Tuesday now. Let's take this to 6:30. Okay, so let's analyze what we have here, right? So we have this. Let me just take this, right? So let's just take this. So we have this, and I'm also going to show you, of course, the forecast. Now, remember that coming into the week, we established on the 4-hour time frame that where our target was, right? So we are very clear as to where price is headed. So there's no ambiguity. We're not looking for shorts and all of that. So this is the 4-hour target here. This is it, right? Now this week also had some interesting news, by the way. We had CPI coming out. We had so many things, right? So this is our conservative 15-minute target, but the 4-hour target is also just right there. So with this now, we have here this high, and then we have here this demand zone. You'll argue, of course, that price has mitigated that demand zone, which is perfectly okay, because you can see all the price action here. Let me just draw this. Low, high, sweep of liquidity, high, low, high. You see all of this, right? So with all of this now, you can see that, right? So you can see all of this structure. So let me just draw this demand zones out. So we have this. mitigated also, in my opinion. You have this one here. It is a little bit confusing. There are tons of videos have done structure, of course, structure, so you can actually watch that for free, or you can take advantage of the 40% off Black Friday sale. And yeah, join the program. Okay, so we have this. So for me, I'm going to say I'm going to wait because you can see here that this was the last high that was registered, this one here. So now with this, we can actually draw this as our immediate target, right? That's where the money is at, right? Our immediate target. Now this is where the money is at. We know that this is our target, but we also know that this is the immediate target for price to take out. So when we see this, what do we expect? Well, if we get a pullback, then we get a continuation. So as simple as that. We put that our entry here, stop loss below this area. Our target, immediate target will be this guy. Okay, 1 to 5, or let's make it 1 to 4, 0. Okay, so this is 6:30 a.m. right? So let's see what we get. 7 a.m. 8:15. Okay, so that has already taken out you know, our target. So that is that. So we just yeah, so we just have that there, right? So that is taken out, so this is no more. Okay, so let's see what we get now. Okay, oh sorry, by the way, so now with this taken, we have this is a low here. You can draw this across. So with this taken now, I'm actually going to place an entry here, or my low below this. And why so? Because this low took out this high, so that's it. And then our immediate target is going to be this guy. Now, but something I need to explain here is this. With this price action here, I can decide to target this guy as my immediate target, or I can decide to simply just swing it, because remember, we have a trade still running from Monday, and this was because we had a clear target here, so we're targeting the swing, 15 minutes high. So with this also, we can simply just do the same right there. But what else? There's also something. This zone is also unmitigated, right? You can see this. So for me, I'm also going to swing, let's say 1 to 5 here. So I'm going to also have a position here and say, if at all, so this is going to be a swing to this guy. So if at all this fails, this zone fails, then I'll get an entry here. Okay, but now stacking this type of entries will be only based on it, simply because of experience, right? But yeah, that's that. So let's go. Okay, 10, 15. Oops. So that is it, guys. So we didn't get an entry here, so you can see this is no workout. This we did not get an entry, so yeah, we did not get an entry. So you can see, and that was simply because our entry was here, but you can see price actually did take off immediately after it tapped into this area by 10 a.m. and that's it, guys. So our first trade, 1 to 6 plus 6 worked effectively, right? So with this now, let's see. So here 11:45 Tuesday, I think this was when we had CPI. I'm trying to remember this, but now, okay, after this, of course, we're gonna have another entry here, right? So we're gonna have another entry here, but then we're gonna have something like this. But now this entry is gonna be a swing entry because CPI is coming out. If at all we're gonna trade this, right? Then we'll swing it, to this target. But mind you, the conservative target again is gonna be this high. This is supposed to be the high conservative target. Okay, so let's see how that works. Okay, that was CPI. So CPI again did not tag us in, so we had no entry essentially for the entirety of Tuesday. We had a good setup, we're right in our bias, but then we got no entry. So this was CPI. So CPI worked out perfectly fine, and you can see it was CPI that took out every target that we had. So the 4-hour target got taken out, and effectively everything worked out. But nothing to worry about, right? Because we already had a good trade. So now with this going into, let me go to 4-hour. So going into Wednesday, we knew that after a major break of structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback, right? So look at this structure and look at what happened. So you can see here clearly that our target on the 4-hour got taken out by CPI as we anticipated, right? So I remember looking at a few traders online, trying to short CPI, and I was wondering, why? But most likely there was no high time frame bias, right? For most of those traders, so they were expecting to short it. But if you look at structure, you could see that it was, structure wise, we had some consolidation. Price, had slowed down in terms of momentum to the downside, and the only reasonable structure to trade was a pullback, a continuation rather of the major trend, right? And that's why for us, our bias was bullish, while a lot of people who I saw online, quite a number of people actually, were trying to short against the trend, and it did not just make sense. All right, so that's one advantage of viewing things, having a high time frame bias, and then trading off the 50 minutes. Anyway, so with that now, you can see clearly our objective Initial objective for the week has been achieved and has already been hit. So now what do we expect after a major break of structure like this? We expect a pullback. So going into Wednesday, the only trade idea that we had was not a continuation setup, was rather a pullback. So let's take this the next day. CPI, by the way, just kept buying. Okay, so 6:30. So by 6:30, I'm on my chart, and the next thing I'm expecting is the next thing I'm doing, of course, is I draw my structure. So let's zoom this, and then here we have, you can see this logo taken out. So we can draw this here, right? So we know that this is the highest point. Now, what do we expect after this? Well, conservative target. We expect this to go, right? We expect this low to go, right? So that's where conservative target out. That's what money is. So yeah. So with this now, let's also just zoom this in so we can see clearly what we're dealing with here. All right. So we have something here. So this low, if this low gets taken out, which actually has happened, as you can see, so you can see that, then we can short it here. Whoa, what's that? So let's short it. Our high is going to be above this area here, and then our target is going to be this. Okay. So we just put our stop loss above this area, yeah. Okay, and now, excuse me. Okay, so our stop loss above that area, and then our target is going to be essentially here, right? So we're very clear as to where price is meant to go to, and what is the whole idea behind shorting now. We've had a major break of structure. Let's just recap before we actually look at this. We've had a major break of structure thanks to CPI. The market has to breathe, sort of. Okay, so the market has to sort of consolidate and breathe a little bit before the major trend continues again. So it was based on that we sort of had the idea that we're going to short it, and I'm going to show you that because it's not just all talk. This was on the, what date was this? 15th. So you can see here on the 15th London session, I had shared the trade idea, right? I had shared the trade idea as to what we're expecting. If you look at this, you can see this. So I had also this trade set up here, what was going to happen. Yeah, and eventually, of course, took the trade. So you can see the 1 to 3 trade here that I took. Eventually took the trade. So it's not just talk, it's actually what was done. So yeah, so good. So with that now in mind, we knew that okay, short was high probability, right? So let's see how all of that played out. Okay, so this must have entered. Where do we enter? And just look at this, because we actually took this. Okay, so essentially, so after this, see, held into this, yeah. So still held into this, price eventually returned, tagged us in, yeah. So this was it. So tagged us in, and then we got that 1 to 3, yeah. So this was it. Okay, and you can see this is a proof that that trade was taken. So this was the trade that we took, starting when London session on the 15th. Sorry. So starting London session on the 15th. So that was the trade I was taking. But also there was something I knew, that we're also going to get a pullback during New York session, and that of course is as a result of experience. Okay, so I had I had a trade set up here with a stop loss above this area. Okay, so and then yeah, it was about that. So now the target of course is going to be the low. So let's take this first two. Good. So this low, so this was giving us massive room to target. So the next trade was actually this. And why was I doing this? I was doing this because I know, and this is my experience, I've seen this happen again and again during New York session. We may get that pullback, that major pullback, and also because there's also, I think, a red folder news that's coming out, so we may get a major pullback and then a continuation. So, and that was why I sort of entered this trade, right? So 11:45, 12, yep, 1:30, 2:30. I think that's when the news came out. Yep, that was the news. This was it. You can see major spike, tagged us in, and then profit. Straight up. It was really a nice trade. But this was it. And now let me also explain the concept. You can see why you shouldn't just swing blindly. This was our target, by the way. This was when it was. So you shouldn't just swing blindly, because imagine if, for example, after entering a trade during London session, and this is because also I've been beaten a number of times, trying to swing the pullback, because I know it's going to pull back, but then my stop loss is not where it should be. It's not above the zone, and then we get that kind of pullback, and then unfortunately either break even or our stop loss is hit. So you don't just pull back, you just target the conservative target. This gave us a nice area to target, and then we targeted that. This also gave us a nice area to target during New York session. We knew if at all we get that pullback, then we get a pullback, and then a continuation, and this will be our target. And that's as simple as that. Okay, so this was the trade idea for New York session, and with that, of course, I closed short, but we still had the market gave some opportunities for entry. Anyway, so that was that. So now coming into Thursday, I hope you're enjoying this and you're picking a thing or two from this. So please, yeah, if you love it, then please like it and let me know. Okay, so we have that. Now what do we have next? We have here this low. This is sweep of liquidity. Okay, so coming into Thursday, what do you expect? Well, I expect a continuation, sincerely, right? So let's look at this. We have this zone here, so this is a possible area for price tag, and then we get that sell-off. Now we know that this was the last low that was registered, even though price tried to take it out but failed to do so. So if we're going to get a continuation to the downside, then this should be our target. So this actually was marked as such. So if at all, then we get that sell-off from this zone, always try to protect the highest area or the zone that led to a breaker structure. Okay, so we have this here. You can see here that we have a series of breaker structure. If you draw this across, right, so you can see we have all of that. So I wouldn't want to sell from here because this high hasn't really done, this area hasn't really done anything. So rather I want to sell from the extreme if at all price gets there. So let's see what we get. So 630. Okay, 9. Okay, price did not tag us in. So this was now New York session. So you can see New York session price seemed to be pushing to the downside, but still leaving this in place. Oops. And that was it. Okay, so that was our first loss for the week. So Wednesday price action, and then Thursday we took our first loss. Now with this, by the way, let me draw this across. Okay, so with this now, we have a few things going here. Number one is that price has changed from the bearish to now bullish, right? So the structure has changed. So we have to also be very flexible in responding to what price is showing us. So now we have a bullish structure. Okay, so by the way, we'll have here, draw the zone across this last low here, and then we draw this one, this sentinel. Okay, just take this out of the way so there's no confusion. So what do we expect? If price returns during New York session to this area, then we swing it. Not necessarily swing, we just target the high here, right? So okay, so it's 4.5, 5.15. I'm out of the market. So when it's already 5, I wouldn't be in the market looking for opportunities again. So that's it. So let's take it to the next day. So here we go. So Friday, let's take it to Friday, 6:30. Okay, so this is 6:15. So 6:30 Friday. Now, by the way, this, like I said, this is past 5, so I wouldn't be in the market to actually enter this position. I'm going to take it out. So now let's look at what we have here, right? So we've had here, a change bullish to the upside, right? But also remember this low hasn't really been taken out, but sorry, this actually became more like a sweep. Look at this, right? This became, a sweep, right? So if you look at that, so now price has returned. Oh, so I'll leave this in place. Price has returned to this, mitigated this area. You can see that. So now what do we expect? Well, let's draw all of the zones. So here we have the sweep zone here. I'll draw this candle down here, right? However, you look at this, this has somehow been mitigated, right? Price has taken out that guy. So for me, what I'll be expecting is that now with this type of price action, price has switched from bearish to bullish, and now we should target this high. That's reasonable, right? Because you can see price swept this low, that low led to this high being taken, right? And then eventually even the swing high, this guy here also been taken. So with that now, let's take this out. So with that now, you can see that our swing structure on the 4 hour, on the 15 minutes has changed from bearish to now bullish, right? So this is something that you need to understand, because it's super important to use this to understand, how the market works and all this happening now. But also drawing this closely, or zooming in closely, let's see this, that's what money at. We also have here, you can see this, price swept that low, right? And then that eventually led to this high and taken. So for us, we have this zone also to kind of long from, right? So with this in mind, we can put our entry here, okay? And then our target is going to be there, right? So let's see how that worked. Oops. Okay, so this ended up as a loss, but that's no problem, right? That shouldn't be a problem at all. So this ended up as a loss. So we still have price swap this low, but failed to close below it by the body. That's what we get. Okay, massive stuff, guys. So this eventually has taken out this low. So this has now become a boss on the 50 minutes. So let me just take this out. Okay, so we've had now two losses back to back, this, and that's perfectly okay, right? So the market changed to bullish, and then we simply were expecting that continuation, because of course it was a counter trend, and then that showed that the counter trend has slowed down, but that obviously did not work out, and now price has taken out this low. So let's see how price continues to develop. Okay, so here we go. So London session was done. So now just to draw a few things here, you can see here on the 50 minutes that now we have this chalk. You can see this high that led to this low being taken has now switched bullish. Now with this now in mind, we can anticipate a continuation of the bullish price action, and I'll explain why. Because when you look at the structure on the 4-hour, the structure on the 4-hour tells us that what we're trading, the short were only counter trend, right? The short was counter trend and not necessarily pro trend. So at any point in time, this pullback is actually going to slow down. You can see a lot of indicators tell us that, okay, this pullback is actually slowing down. Now we're ready to target the high, right? And then you can also see here from Friday, the 4-hour candle, that we had a major sweep of the low, and then we're having the sort of continuation. So if you're looking at the 15 minutes alone, you may think, okay, here we have a break of structure, the downside, so I want to short from here and take out this low. But then when you go to the 4-hour, then you realize that there was a massive, let me zoom this in. So you realize on the 4-hour that there was a massive sweep of liquidity, and when you have a massive rejection like this on the 4-hour, especially because this is also counter trend, it's not in the direction of the major trend, then we expect a continuation to the upside. Okay, all right, so with this now in mind, so we have that, so this has been taken to expect maybe a pullback during New York session, and then a continuation to the upside, or if we get some better structure. But let's see, our target is still intact, this guy here. Okay, so let's walk in. So now we've come to New York session, right? So by the way, we're gonna have our stop loss below this area to swing this if price returns there. Okay, that's if price returns. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. Okay, so let's draw this. This is a breaker structure, by the way, right? Breaker structure, but use whatever terminology you want to use. But so we have that, right? So this was a major breaker structure. So with that now, we also see here that we had a sweep zone. I love this. So you can see that we have a sweep zone here, and then this becomes our sweep zone. So with this now, we can have another entry here. And our target, of course, is this, right? Our stop loss below this area, and then yes. So this will be, our setup. If this fails, hopefully this stands. That's the whole, idea, right? So let's see how that worked out. Okay. And that was it. Our target got hit. So take this out. So our target got hit perfectly. So 1 to 4 to round up the week. Okay. And that was 7:15 p.m. on Friday. And that was the last trade for the week. All right. So guys, that is it essentially, right? So you can see a few things to take note of. All the trade ideas were conservative trade ideas. We're not just swinging trades because I think this is going to happen. I just want to swing, my way all through. We're very conservative in our target, just simply targeting the previous high, the previous low, and that was essentially what we're targeting. Now, when you look at the entire price action for the week, let me show you something interesting here. You'll see here that the entire price action for the week happened between this area here and this area here. That was the entire price action, for the week. And something you also note in terms of how I trade also with patience in terms of your trading. You have to be super patient. You can't be chasing, every you can't be chasing price, right? You need to know what's going to happen. You need to anticipate it, and then you need to execute when the market gives you what it wants to give you. So you can see that all of this price action, by the way, was shared with the community, all through the week. So join the Stocking Profit Mentorship. I can't say this enough. If you really want to scale, your trading, and you can see something in terms of how I just structure clean chart work, clarity, without any confusion, without any, moving averages and indicators and all of those things. Just simply trading structure, demand, supply, understanding, how structure works, the 4 hour and the 15 minutes. And another thing too, what now? There's no I would say a barrage of time frames, not 1 hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes. A lot of confusion. Just clarity, 4 hour, 15 minutes. And let's just by the way, let's analyze how we did, right? So end of week roundup. I'm doing this. This is what I do, by the way, every week, and I upload this to the Stocking Profit Mentorship for those on the mentorship. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, right? So let's see how we did. Okay, and then of course our wins, we get that, and then our losses also get that. Then what else? Then our total RR, we also get that. Okay, so let's analyze this. So Monday, how did we do? So it was Monday price action. So this was Monday price action here. So Monday here. So this did not work out. This did not work out. So we had 1 to 6.4. Right. So Monday we had 1 to 6.4. So let's do that. Monday we had plus 6.4 R. Okay. Then Tuesday, what do we get? So Tuesday here. Sorry, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday did not work out. So this was Tuesday. So Tuesday did not work out. We had no trade. So Tuesday there. We put Wednesday, by the way, is plus 3, and then plus, this was plus 10 actually. So it was somewhere, I entered somewhere around there. I remember it was plus 10. Anyway, so so Tuesday we had nothing, 0, right? 0 R. Then Wednesday we had plus 3. That was the first one, plus 3, and also plus 10. That was actually the best trade, in the week. So this was actually the best trade, and this solely was because of experience. I'll tell you that. So you can see I had to respect the previous high because I knew the New York session were going to get a pullback and then a massive sell-off, and it was on the back of news. But those were red folder news, but I was willing to risk 1 hour for that. Okay, so we had that. Then on Thursday we had a -1. So this trade idea got taken out. So Thursday -1 R, and then we also had on Friday -1 R. The first trade, and then we had the second trade plus here plus 4 R. Okay, so in total we had how many losses? We had 2 losses, right? So 2 losses, and then how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 wins, right? So our total RR at the end of the day is 6.4 plus 3, that's 9.4, plus this, that's 19.4. 19.4 minus 1, that's 18.4, minus 1, that's 17.4, plus 4, that's 21.4. I hope my math is correct. 21.4 R. So these are return. So if you're risking 1% per trade, that's 21% return. If you're risking 0.5%, that's what now? That's 10.5% return, right? So in a week, this is basically what we're able to grab from the market if executed flawlessly. Okay, now I'm not going to be the person to tell you that I executed all of this flawlessly. The trades I executed, I executed one on Monday, I executed trades on Wednesday. I took this loss, and I also did not execute this one. So basically I got plus 3, plus 10, and then plus 6.4 from Monday. So those were the trades I executed, but then I took 2 losses. So but if you executed everything as we see here, then this is what essentially you're gonna get, right? What else? Let's see our win rate. That's 4 by 6. What does that give you? 4 by 6 by times 100, right? So if we have 4 by 6, any math things there, so that's like 67%, right? So 67%. By all means, this is amazing, right? Because you can see our return on the week. right? So hey guys, this is essentially it. Simple, straight to the point, analyzing price action every London session, New York session, anticipating what price is going to do, and simply just trading what the market gives you, right? No assumptions, no complexity, just following pure price action, and doing what the market gives you. So hey, I want to believe you've benefited from this. Yeah, that's my hope, and you've been able to pick a thing or two from this. Leave a comment if you like this and you want to see more of this. Of course, the Stock and Profit Mentorship is there for you, so utilize the 40% off promo code. Just look at the description section. I believe you'll find it there. If you're watching this on the 20th of November, so it's just gonna be 20th to 24th. The promo code is gonna be there, 40% off. Like that's, I think that's the best you can ever get. So you join the mentorship, and then you'll have access, of course, to everything. That you the mentorship, all the forecasts, the daily roundup. You can see all the daily roundup, the weekly roundup from previous weeks of the year. So you get access to that. So you can see the weekly roundup, from previous weeks of the year, and also the monthly roundup. You also get access to that for 2023. So hey, there's so much you can benefit from joining the Stock and Profit Mentorship. And that is a wrap from me. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. Subscribe, like, and share, and just leave a comment and let me know what you think about this. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I wish you all the best. Stay Stock and Profit, and bye bye. Cheers.